That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Oh wait. Oh wait, hold on. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I don't know why my camera acting up. My camera acting up.
I you're all good, bro.
Nah, I got you. I got you.
You already know where they're going downtown.
All right. Ready? Good.
There we go. This no way, bro.
Good. All right. All right.
Oh my
That
God.
is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to apologize in advance.
No need to apologize. The Knicks in six.
Pace is in the sweep, so it don't matter.
Knicks are in the conference finals. They no need to apologize for that at all. Let's get this thing going. Welcome to the Mind of Basketball Podcast. I am Evan,
I'm Ja,
and
unfortunately.
we are here to discuss the NBA playoffs, what happened in the second round, what's going to happen in the conference finals, and of course, your New York Knicks in the conference finals for the first time in 25 years. Oh, I would feel so great to say that. It feels amazing to say that. Oh, I'm gonna talk so much. Oh,
Hey,
I'm gonna talk.
hey,
Oh, I'm going to talk. Oh, so let me just get started. First of all, let me come at you for a second. You, my co-host, my guy, Ja.
I'm not here.
I could have sworn I I could have sworn you you said that the Boston Celtics, the defending champions, the godly amount of Tatum and Brown and the roster and the depth that they have and the coaching that they have were just unstoppable. You're championship favorites and all this and that and blah, 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 and this and that. I could have sworn you said that they were going to beat the New York Knicks in 5 games. 5 games. Huh.
I'm a man of my word. I said that. Yeah, I said
How
that.
how could they beat the Knicks in five when the Knicks already advanced?
Oh, you got jokes now. You got jokes now.
I guess that means that they didn't beat the Knicks in five. Oh well, but then they advanced, so that means they didn't beat them in six or seven. Wait, that means they didn't beat them, huh? So what happened to those Boston Celtics, the defending champions, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis? Thank you, Al Horford, all them guys, Derek White. What happened to them guys? Huh? Huh? Oh yeah, we did that. Those New York Knicks, two, two 20-point comeback wins in not only game one in Boston, but in game two in Boston, making the TD Garden might as well be Madison Square Garden because we play in both gardens and we win in both gardens. Those New York Knicks, as I predicted, I told you that they would win in six. And what happened? They won in six. I called you. I let you know after game one. I was very emotional, ladies and gentlemen. I was very happy. But I know it's the playoffs and it's the best of seven. It's not football where it's just one game. But I called this man night just to let him know that it's just one game, yes, but this shows that it's possible because of our defense, because of our star power, because of the guys we have and the talent and the hustle and the toughness. That's why we can get it done. And because Boston relies so much on chucking up BS that we can win. And it's just one game, it's just one game, it's just one game. You still had Boston at five. That means it was gentlemen sweep. They about to win the next four straight. But then what happened in game two? The same thing happened in game two. Boston let up the gas. And what did I tell? I literally said it on this podcast that the Knicks are very much capable of being resilient and coming back in games, no matter how much they are down. We've seen it, the explosive runs, the 21-0 run late in the fourth quarter against Detroit in game one, the comeback in game six. I told you, this is what we do. You didn't believe our resiliency. You didn't believe our hustle and our toughness. New York City tough. You should have known. You're from the Bronx, right? You should have known what we're made of. You should know what this city is made of, what the people that on this team are made of. It engulfs them. They might not be from here, not all of them, but when they come and play for the Knicks, the fan base, the crowd, the energy is just all encases them and they become it. You didn't want to believe me. And a lot of people didn't want to believe us. A lot of people, Big Boston. Oh my God, a lot of people, Big Boston. I wasn't one of those people. I ride with my Knicks. I told you, stop playing with me. Those New York Knicks, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride, Karl Anthony Towns, and, and, and the clutch player of the year, Jalen Brunson, who doesn't flop, who has skill and is all talent and is all worldly. Stop playing with my New York Knicks. I definitely want to say thank you to this man for leading us to the conference finals for the first time in 25 years. It was amazing. Thank you, Porzingis. I appreciate it. I knew there was a reason why I didn't burn your jersey. Oh, this is great. This is great. Thank you, Porzingis. And I could have sworn I told you when we brung up the death of Boston. I brung up his name. And I said, what did I tell you? You can't rely on him. He's unhealthy. Something's always happened. And what happened? He was sick. He was sick. Yeah, and I was sick too. And tired of sick and tired of Boston and sick and tired of all these New York Knicks haters. So get them out of my sight. We in the conference finals. Bring on Indiana. Bring on Tyrese, because they shouldn't have won last year. We're gonna prove it this year. I'm already telling you my prediction because I don't need to wait. Knicks in six. They talking about, man. I'm telling you, man.
like,
Yeah, hold on.
hey, brother, look,
I gotta
look,
get this
look.
jersey off.
look.
I gotta get
Oh,
this
oh,
disgusting jersey with this man off me. Hold on.
okay, go ahead. You can go look at, hey, brother. I'm gonna wait till you come back. I'm gonna wait till you come back.
Now listen, I'm here. I just need to talk. All right. I just need to talk.
Yeah, you good. Hey, let me tell you something about it. That was all cute. That was all great. Eh, But let's bring you back to reality now.
Now screw that. I want my apology.
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't even make this far, right? Because all y'all want to always move the goalposts, right?
And we gonna continue to
Now,
move the
now I'm wearing
goalposts.
a real jersey, a real Nick jersey.
It's cute. It's crazy.
But
Uh,
I want my apology. I want my respect because, of course, all gonna. I already know what y'all all gonna say because y'all said it against Detroit and then y'all said it against Boston. Good luck with Boston. All this nonsense, and then y'all gotta move the goalposts even further because that's what y'all Nick haters do.
yeah,
Y'all
we
never
we
give us credit for anything,
we
and each time we actually amount to something and we achieve something and we have a good or great accomplishment, y'all don't say anything about that. Y'all just move on to the next hating ass comment. So go ahead, say what you want to say, and
can
don't
I?
give us credit like you have been doing in the past, like every other Nick hater has done. Go
Well,
ahead.
okay, Evan. I apologize for doubting your orange and blue bums.
See
I
what
apologize
see
for
what
sleeping on you guys. I did give you
nah,
your
I wouldn't
credit.
say
Hold on, hold
hold
on.
on. Orange and blue bums? Nah. Cutting you off right there. Orange and blue bums don't make it to a conference finals. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because do y'all see y'all see
Can
Boston
I?
in the conference finals? The team that you picked? I don't see them. So if
Well,
we're bums, what are they?
let me say this. Let me say this. The Celtics of recent years have been disappointing. Yes, I know they won a championship, but they have been disappointing. And I'll let you know why they're disappointing. Because you guys, yes, I know people are going to say we came back and you need a score in order to make a comeback win. But let's be honest here. I'm still going to look at this series and say the Knicks didn't really win. The Boston Celtics lost. Just like what you said when you went on your little rant there. The simple fact is Boston settled. If Boston had continued to be that consistent dominant force they showed to be in those first two games, and that they showed in game three when they smacked the hell out of y'all in the Madison Square Garden, the most difficult place to play in all arenas, if they weren't consistently kept that momentum going, let's be honest here. You guys shouldn't have got swept. But unfortunately, we don't live in hypothetical worlds. We live in the real world. And the unfortunate situation is for Boston, is that they got beat 4-6. That's just the truth of the matter. So I give y'all credit. And I always gave y'all credit for how resilient you guys are. I always gave you guys your credit for when it comes to moments where it matters the most, pressure situations, you guys do lock in. You guys do great on both ends of the floor. You lock in defensively and you're sharp offensively. You make the right plays, the right reads at the right times. Well, not all the time, but most times. And I will admit, man, Jalen Brunson, you could say he's probably been the MVP of this throughout this whole playoffs. It's between him and Shea. But without a doubt, I'm telling you guys this. Now, let me bring you guys back to reality now. I'll give you y'all respect. Y'all took out the biggest threat in the entire NBA. Now, Tatum got hurt after three and a half, after three and a half, after 3 quarters of it all. Like literally, he got hurt in the wrong moment, and y'all still got blown out in game five, but we gonna leave that alone. But let me say this. I couldn't believe I had to say it, but y'all got away with doing the same thing y'all did against Detroit, against Boston. But for damn sure, y'all know for a fact with the way that the Indiana Pacers are playing, y'all not getting away with that shit. I don't know if we could curse, but hey, I'm gonna curse anyways. You guys are not getting away with that shit. Indiana is way more deeper. Been together for way. Yes, they have. They're way more deeper. Okay, because I knew that was gonna come. Who? And you already know. I called it out so many times. I'm not talking about the starting lineup. The starting lineup is what it is. Who on y'all bench are y'all really going to depend on when it comes to facing a juggernaut like Indiana? Mind you, let's keep in mind who Indiana got now, and let's keep in mind the type of team that they are regular season wise and what they have showed in the postseason. Last time I remember, Indiana has the highest scoring offense in the league, right next to the Celtics, don't they? Def- Defensively, they're underrated, but defensively they're really good too, aren't they? Oh, I don't know. Let me give some names. Miles Turner, Benedict Mathurin, Pascal Siakam, an NBA champion, by the way, Aaron Nesmith, TJ McCollum. Oh, I don't know. There's a guy by the name of a guy that you be hating on. You've been hating on as of recent times, but he has proved you wrong time and time again. Um, Tyrese Halliburton. Those guys have been on a on a hot streak. They've been on a roll. They've been having it going. Like, are you literally going to tell me that you guys are gonna have? Y'all already know it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be simple. But y'all really think with the type of team that Indiana has, y'all really think y'all going to beat them in this conference finals? Absolutely not. Because unlike Boston, and it's unfortunate I gotta say this, so I shouldn't be talking about Boston in this way. Once Indiana goes up by 30, it's game over for y'all. Y'all not coming back. Because they're not gonna be what Boston has showed us. They're not gonna do stupid things down the stretch in the moments where they matter the most. They're not going to make boneheaded plays. They're not going to settle. They're not going to get lackadaisical. They're not going to underestimate their competition. Because you want to know why? They're in the same position as you guys. They've been disrespected, underestimated. Nobody gave them a chance. Nobody even seen Indiana going this far. Last time I remember, we both had the Bucks winning in the first round. That happened. And shit, Cleveland. So they're basically like, yeah, but y'all want to know why I'm going to give it to you guys? Why do you guys? I understand it's been a long time. It's been a really, really long time since I had any kind of postseason success. Y'all haven't seen that since Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, trust me.
And I know Carmelo had his, but it's like it didn't go to peak at new at heights, if that makes sense.
Melo, I love Melo, obviously.
Yeah,
Never made it to
but
the finals. But
but and then you got if you want to talk about winning the championship, now we got to go way way back. We got to go extreme way back, like I don't know, almost 60 years, almost 60 years since I won a chip. Now, well, it's 50. My math is way wrong. Sorry, but let's be honest here, guys. Indiana is in the same situation as you guys, and should I remind you, they have never won an NBA championship before. Now, in terms of recent times in the 21st century, they have had more playoff success, yes. But they have never ever won a championship in their franchise history. If we're talking about the NBA, now if we're talking about their franchise historically, because they used to be in the ABA, then yeah, they won multiple championships. But we're talking about the NBA, the biggest stage. They have never won it. And you want to know why I got them still winning it? Because unlike New Yorkers who do not know how to be humble and they just want to talk a lot whenever something little as good as possible happens for them, Indiana has been silent. They haven't had to said a word. And you know what they say, be careful of the quiet ones because you don't know what to expect when it's time. Indiana's deep. They have experience. They've been here before. Oh shit, I don't know. They've been here last year. I know they got smacked by the team that you guys disappointed in this past round, but Indiana's ready. They're battle tested. They're not going to say a word. And you guys, with the way you guys been acting out on the streets because of the Knicks winning, like y'all throwing trash on people, y'all disrespecting fans. Like, should I really pull up the video just to let y'all know? Like, why do y'all really think that y'all deserve a chip with the way y'all been acting?
he's saying a
Y'all don't
lot.
have class. At least Indiana has class. Y'all don't even have class.
Indiana got class. I don't got class. Come on. Reggie Miller don't got class.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, bro.
He
But
said
yes,
he's
as I
saying,
was saying,
saying
huh?
this like his brothers and cousins was just out there on mass right by Manhattan downtown celebrating with them. Like, bro,
Okay, okay,
like
okay.
you from New York too. Like your family from New York too, bro. Like
I'm the look at. I know, but I'm just
I
saying.
know what you're saying, and
I'm not
those people that disrespect other fans for supporting a basketball team does not represent us.
okay. I respect that, but eh, but I want you guys to understand. I respect what y'all doing, but I'm not being a hater. I'm being a realist. And let's be honest, even the ESP, I know there's people that you see on TV that have the Knicks, but all you know, I don't like numbers. You know, I don't like stats. You know how much I hate stats. You know that. But all the stats show that Indiana is favored to win this series on both ends of the floor and not in who's on paper. Because again, the starting five, okay, y'all probably win against the starting five, yes. But once it gets to the totality, all the personnel, we talking about starting five from six man to the 12th man. I don't know how you guys are going to stick in this series, but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Pacers in seven. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pacers in seven. Upset on the home floor in the Madison. I said home floor. In your home floor, that is, in the Madison Square Garden. Let's go, Pacers.
You're home
I'm
for
here for it. I'm just being a realist. I'm not being a hater.
you're home for too. You get there by train. The train that takes 10 minutes away. Anyway,
I'm just saying.
uh, I'll respond to this, and then we'll go over to our prediction for tonight's game one. Um, Boston had a way deeper team than us. Boston was favored heavily against us, and yet we're in the Eastern Conference Finals and not Boston. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
rightfully deserve it.
I'll say it's just like that. Now, game one of tonight's Eastern Conference Finals matchup. The New York Knicks in the Garden going up against the Indiana Pacers. You know my prediction. What's yours?
You already know my prediction then too.
So you got the Pacers winning game one?
Yeah, hell yeah, of course. Why not? You know what you mean?
I think he's mainly picking just to be against me.
I'm not doing it. I swear I'm not.
But,
Don't
but,
do
but, but it's literally okay. Like I see a lot of like just trolling just to get under my skin.
it.
'Cause I don't believe that he picked the Pacers to win. He didn't pick the Pacers for the past two series. Maybe yeah, he changed his mind, but come on, let's be for real.
Okay, okay,
You're
okay.
trying
Let
to
me
get this
stop.
man to change his mind for years. It doesn't just happen like that.
Okay, 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 okay. Let me stop fooling around. Okay, I do got the Knicks winning game one, but I don't get you. But if it comes to game two, y'all not winning game two, and Pacers winning seven still. I'm being real about that though. Pacers winning
Okay.
seven.
Okay. Listen. Obviously, I said Pacers and I said Knicks in six because obviously I'm not doubting the Pacers any longer. They have shocked me in these past two series. Despite even with Evan Mobley and Garland being hurt those first two games, game two, Cleveland still should have won.
Exactly.
Still should have won, and I can't make an excuse for that ending. That
Yeah,
was a disgrace, and it sucks. Donovan Mitchell's such a great player, and he still has yet to make it to a conference finals with all the great teams he's had, all the great regular season success he's had. He still has yet to make a conference finals.
exactly. And you know what it is? It's still going to be that notion that he can't be the best player to carry a team to a championship.
That's what it looks like.
It looks like, and look at it, we can't make no more excuses because if you look at the top four teams left, the best player are guards, probably even smaller than him. Like,
Hmm.
look at the best player on your team. Look at the best player in OKC. Look at the best player in Minnesota. All of those guys are guards. Well, probably the small guard is obviously your guard, but like all the top all the main teams left are led by guards and is upsetting and is literally not his fault because he does show up. He does show up, but it's just
Yeah,
like I don't
besides
know
the game five.
exactly. Besides game five, but
But I mean, hey, he had two back-to-back 40-point games.
yeah. But outside of that, I don't know, man. It's just Cleveland disappointed. They most definitely did. I guess, despite the fact that they played last year and they went to the second round themselves and got beat up by a dominant team, we thought that would have been a learning lesson, like a step up. But they still have a lot of flaws themselves in the playoffs too. I think their guys still gotta understand when it matters the most how they should execute in certain moments. And I feel like Cleveland didn't stick to their strengths either. I know like Mobley and Garland didn't play those first two games, but come on. But let's be honest too. Again, I know for a fact Indiana, like Indiana is still the same team that they were last year. Probably a little bit of changes, but they're still the same team. So they have more experience than Cleveland. They went deep. Yes, they got swept in the conference finals last year, but they went deep and it showed in this series. It showed in this series, and that's what it really is. So upset, sad for Cleveland, but let's be honest. If you guys was facing Cleveland, then that probably wouldn't have been an easy way out because Brunson always beats Donovan.
Yeah, you're
I'm,
crazy.
I'm just saying, Brunson always beats
But
Donovan. So we
let's
don't know. Hey,
well,
I'm just saying, look. Hey, am I lying
I,
based on
I get you. I get you. I get you. Okay. Let's move on. Those are our predictions for the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll see what happens tonight in the Garden. Okay, Ja, let's continue with the conference finals. Let's go on to the matchup between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, game one did already happen, as you and me know.
yeah,
That was taken by Oklahoma City Thunder in a blowout.
yeah.
Second half, little run by the Thunder to lead them into victory.
Mhm.
I want to touch up upon a little bit on that game seven between the rightful MVP and the expected MVP. I'll let y'all decide who. But hey, either way, the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder did do battle on Sunday of
Mhm.
this past Sunday, and honestly, it kind of sucked going into it because Aaron Gordon was not healthy whatsoever.
Yeah,
He really tried, he wanted to play, but he wasn't healthy. It was something he could do. And Aaron Gordon has really been the key to Denver's success
yeah,
this postseason. Everything he's done. I mean, he kind of saved them in the Clippers series.
yeah,
He helped them even get to a seven in the Thunder series. And I mean, without him, he's been like the second most consistent person on that team. Murray is battling an illness.
yeah,
Russell Westbrook is inconsistent, which has been a problem for him throughout his career. And he's getting older, and that doesn't help with his age, even though he has the motor and the intensity. And I love Russ to death, but that's just who he is.
yeah.
Um, Michael Porter Jr. He's been playing with injury, I guess. I would say. No, he's been playing with injury, and obviously Nikola Jokic is Nikola Jokic. He's been the most consistent. He's been an absolute problem. He's been a monster, as he always is. In
Yeah,
my opinion, the best player in the league. So
yeah,
without Aaron Gordon, I kind of knew that game seven, yeah, they didn't really have a chance.
yeah,
You kind of said it to me over the phone. You told
yeah.
me they lost that game five, they're not gonna win. And I was trying to tell you, like, even there, they won game six, they got a chance, but you was like, game five was the key.
It was, and I tell you, and this is why I say what I say. I say it's something about that Thunder team when they play at home. You give them that kind of momentum to go crazy. They don't fall back.
Mm.
They literally don't. And here's the thing. Denver had a chance to go up 3-1 in this series at one point. They messed that up and it came a tied series, which is fine. Things like that happen, but game five is a decider usually. He's always a decider. And that was back on their home floor. And they squandered that. That and we always talk about momentum shifters
You mean
in the
game five in Oklahoma City, right? In
yeah,
Oklahoma.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So like it just didn't. Oh, Oklahoma City. I'm sorry if I said Denver.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
that was their opportunity because they were up and they squandered that too. So it's difficult. Yes, I don't like using injuries as an excuse because everybody's banged up at this point in the season. But the truth of the matter is, injuries do have an extreme major impact at this point. And it's difficult when you have guys like Aaron Gordon, who's a key piece, Michael Porter Jr., who I know people are not fond of him, but he still had that shoulder injury. But I felt like once they lost that game five, it was never the same. And just like what I said, I told you over the phone, Westbrook career summed up in a nutshell is one play, he makes a great play, and then the next play, he makes the worst play in NBA history. That is Westbrook in a nutshell. And I don't want to get onto him, man. Like, he's an obviously
I don't want, and it sucks they lost because I don't want. He wasn't the main reason that they lost.
he wasn't. He
It was
wasn't.
the inconsistency by everybody else, and Christian Brown is another player that
Hmm.
was inconsistent throughout the series as well. Key
Exactly.
pieces for Denver, key pieces that really helped them win games and really helped them in the regular season and big playoff games. They just didn't show up in this series, and that
Exactly.
is the reason, even above the injuries, that is a key reason to why they have lost in that series.
Exactly. And here's what I gotta say too. When it comes to, and I know you said he was playing with an illness, but as I also told you on the phone, I said if the Nuggets want to win this series, Jamal Murray has to have a good game. Now, as I said, I know you just said he's playing with illness, but let's be honest. Historically, postseason, we've heard of a lot of great players. Obviously,
Stop,
Jamal Murray is not on that tier. He's
stop. I
not
was
on that
like, come
tier.
on, stop, man.
But like, let's be honest. We see with no excuses. No
Okay.
excuses. Jamal Murray had the worst game at the worst moment, at the worst time, and it's
Can,
unfortunate.
can, you
Because,
do your job while you're having the flu?
There's certain people who could toughen it out, and there's certain people who
And
can't. Now,
you,
I'll be honest, me, it will be 50-50. More
there
times,
you go, man. Lay
it
off
will be
Murray, man.
50-50. I can either toughen it out, which I have before, but there also been times where I folded and said, "Nah, I'm staying home." But yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just being truth of the matter is, for all that, I want to just sit out. But then they will be like, "Oh, I'm soft or whatever. I'm selling out my team. My team needs me in this moment." So now you got to force yourself to
No, no,
play.
no, no, but Murray didn't play awful. First, of all, even with the sickness in Game 6, he showed up and was a key
Yeah,
piece to why they forced the Game 7. Like Murray
yeah,
didn't play awful. No, he just wouldn't be able to play to the best of his ability.
yeah, that is
He
true. And
still played really good, and he had a
but
great Game 6.
yeah, yeah, he did. He did. I give him that. He showed playoff Murray in game six. He did. But again, to win, it was just unfortunate that he wasn't at his best health wise because he didn't have his best performance wise because of it. And the Thunder, it was a close game in game seven in the first half,
I was
but
gonna say,
that was the first half. And we had another half to go. And then we seen what happened. Okay, she showed Jalen Williams finally showed up. Again, we had this talk. We always having this talk about their second star. We don't know who it is,
I've been
but
having an awful series, by the way.
exactly, exactly. But they all showed up at that point in time when it mattered the most on their home floor. And congratulations to OKC. So Evan, I know you've been talking about, hey, the only way that those picks worked out, those picks, yeah, those picks that they got
Yeah.
through trades work out. They have to win a chip. Well, it looking like it's more closer to becoming reality if things go right for them.
Oh no, I said 3 chips by 2035, which I'm still standing on, by the way. Because there ain't no way you trade all that, do all that, and I'm not just accepting one chip. I'm saying for in the Oklahoma City Thunder. No,
Yeah,
this will be a step in the right direction, obviously.
yeah.
But
But let me say this real quick about Denver, though. Let's be honest here. With the way things have went for them to end the regular season, not having that coach that helped even get them there too. And then the firing of the GM and then having to make all those changes in such a short period of time and the struggle that they were on because they lost games that they should have won. I'm just going to be honest. Even though I did have them going to the finals and I did even have them potentially winning until I changed my mind after all that happened. Because before that, all that I had them winning the championship again. But with all that happening and stuff like that, the fact that the Denver Nuggets made it this far still, I'm going to applaud them because usually teams fold when moments like that happen. They did not fold. They stood resilient. They stayed consistent, and they got to a game seven of the second round. They could have easily been in the conference finals again, despite everything that went bad at that end at that last part of the season. So I give them applause, but at the same time, I gotta also say they probably don't deserve to be in the conference finals, having to deal with all of that also. So
I would have
I'm
to
just
agree. And it kind of showed Oklahoma City is just they were a better team. They're a deeper team. They were more efficient, and they're just a better team. And I'm going on to Jalen Williams that brought him up. He also had a really great game one. Um, I don't know if you saw, but he had 5 steals.
mm,
Like he was basically everywhere. He was passing, he was rebounding, he was scoring, he was playing defense. And if honestly, if he just shows up every game, they're winning the championship.
yeah,
They're winning the
exactly.
championship. Because that's literally my only complaint with Oklahoma City Thunder is who is their second guy when they just trap Shea and when he can't foul bait, who is their second guy? Who are they gonna go to?
Yeah, yeah,
And Out Chet is not there yet. Yeah, he had a pretty good series against them, but he's not there yet to be like, oh yeah, he's the guy we need to go to in the fourth. He's the guy
exactly.
we need to go to when we're down. No, but if you got Jalen Williams doing everything that he can to help win and being everywhere and being a menace and basically doing everything he's doing in the regular season, you just keep that energy. There's nobody stopping Oklahoma City. They're a young, deep team and they have experience as well.
Exactly, because they've been here before. Yeah.
Well, not the conference finals. But they last year, I mean, they was just in a tough series against Dallas in the second round. So, which I that did I go to seven or did I go to six?
I think I went to 6 games. I think they got
Yeah,
eliminated.
yeah, I went to
Six.
six. Yeah, they have the experience, and I don't think they're afraid in the moment or anything. So here they are, and SGA is probably going to get the MVP soon. SGA, I be saying everybody says he's foul based and he's a free throw merchant, and that's true. But he's still a great player. Like he's still a great player. He still can give you 30 a night, and that's what you need from a star player, a superstar player on a playoff caliber team that you want to win the championship. He's
Exactly.
still a phenomenal player. He's still a great closer. So I don't want to take everything away from him just because he can flop from time to time. They say the same thing about Brunson, which isn't true by the way. But he's a great player, and going into Minnesota, I noticed he was having trouble in the first half, but then he kind of picked it up, ended with 31. Uh,
Mhm.
I don't know if Minnesota can keep up with Oklahoma City, which might be their problem, which is why why they got blown out in game one. It going on to Minnesota. It sucks in the second round that I picked Minnesota to go to the conference finals, but it sucks that Curry got hurt.
Yeah,
Really wanted to see more of what they can do when tested back against the wall. Obviously, when Curry's playing, it changes the whole dynamic.
exactly.
But I mean, they're here now. They're going up against the Thunder. Uh, what are your thoughts on the Timberwolves in this conference finals?
Uh, the Timberwolves. When I look at that team, I'm gonna be honest again. I'm not gonna talk about their regular season because we already
Oh
went.
no, this is the most regular season doesn't matter playoffs ever.
Yeah, yeah,
That goes back.
exactly. So I'm not gonna talk about them. They have a lot of things that we thought they didn't have, but when it comes to facing this OKC team, I said this whole OKC team is a different animal.
Yes.
They're a whole totally different animal. Is Ant going to show out? Hell yeah, we know that. But to keep up with the pace that the OKC is playing at right now, up and down. Look, we just saw Denver have a difficult time staying with those guys. If Denver's having a difficult time, and yes, Minnesota is better defensively than Denver.
I was gonna say that, but Minnesota can keep up better than Denver too.
Yeah, yeah, but man, they gonna have to match them point for point. Because I'm not worried about defensively. It's offensively. They're gonna have to match them point for point. Because OKC's main bread and butter is threes, fast break, getting the fast pace going. In a moment in time, you know what is? This something I would really need to highlight. I want people to understand. People like to talk a lot about evolution of the game. This is a prime example of evolution in the game. There was at one point in time where the postseason, we always say the game slows down, the game goes different. But in recent times, starting from last year or probably 2 years ago, you can see that the pace has picked up a little bit more. There's certain teams that's going more fast paced when the game is supposed to slow down. But that's just the way that the game has been flowing now.
Yeah.
Certain people know how to play at a higher pace at this point in time where they don't need. Now, probably in the finals, it will go back down to how we used to always talk about it, where this pace will go slow. But as of right now, if these players are showing one thing, is like once you give somebody and that's all because of the three ball.
Oh
Once
yeah.
you give like those teams a moment to get to catch fire, all that slow down the pace and everything is out the window. They're trying to go at your neck, at your throats. There's no methodical basketball anymore. And I think that's what it is with OKC. OKC is trying to find ways to literally take you out the game early. And I think they showed that a good amount of times in the Denver series. So Minnesota, it was a great run, but can I get my prediction now?
Go ahead.
Thunder in six.
Thunder. I I really want to say Minnesota in seven.
Mhm.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can get okay.
I know why you want to see it though. The win-win trade.
But for all the flack that I have given Randall during the playoffs, um, at the end of the day, well, one, this year playoffs that's excluded because he's absolutely stepped up big time for the Timberwolves in this year's playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's excluded. But at when it comes to when he was a Knick,
Mhm.
our success started with him. We were
Yeah.
terrible before. He got to the team, improved, worked on his game, and became an all-star with us. Became
Yeah.
our best player. Led us to the playoffs for the first time in years. Led us to a first round victory at home.
Exactly.
So, I gave him a lot of flack, and Knicks fans being Knicks fans were terrible. But I mean, I got a lot of love for him. So I would love to see him succeed. I'm same with it's not delivery, it's DiVincenzo. Same with him. And Anthony Edwards, Michael Jordan's son, I feel about Anthony Edwards. His mentality, his confidence. So I would love to see them succeed. I just don't think they can beat OKC. I don't think so. So my prediction is the same as yours. I got OKC in six.
You know what it is when you bring up Randall, and here's the thing with Randall. It's just like now when you see him in this moment where he's having big time playoff moments, success as the second option, which
Yeah.
is a rightful place. And I think that's what it was. I think that's the reason why when it came to him being a Knick, when he did lead us to the postseason, he didn't have those huge games because he was the main option. And now you
Well,
start to
I mean
realize, mhm,
that that was only that first. Oh, yeah. Let me just kind of. I'm trying the second when Brunson got to the team. Maybe he was kind of still the first option.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know. You could either flip flop between those two at that point in time, probably.
yeah,
You
when
could
we lost to the
he
he was the first, but then Brunson became the first option later on,
first,
especially
yeah.
in the playoffs. But yeah, where he's at right now, he's comfortable.
Yeah, he's comfortable. He's comfortable, and I think when you're playing alongside somebody like Ant-Man who gives off who oozes confidence, it rubs off. And he already had the game to show that he's a really good player. And when you have that, it just makes it super from that point. And I think that's what it is. He's comfortable. It's just that probably Knicks fans are asking why you couldn't do that with us, but it is what it is at this point.
Yeah,
I'm happy for Randall. I'm happy that he's having success. I always loved his game. But yeah, just like what I said, Rudy Gobert has proven us wrong also. I know a lot of people, I always been like I'll admit I always been on the bandwagon saying that he kind of gets exposed when it comes postseason time, but
mm-hmm.
they
You
have
don't
found a
forget.
way. Yeah, they have found a he has made a major step up in terms of finding ways to utilize his strength on that being that defensive presence that he is to a point. And I think it's just more about Minnesota's defensive play style. Because again, they also have defensive guards. I think when you look at past times, when you look at those when he was on Utah, they didn't really have that, in my opinion, if you ask me. Because when I'm really thinking about it, they had Mike Conley, yes. Donovan Mitchell, even though he came into the league viewed as a two-way player, he was mainly more offensively dominant than defensively dominant. But I can't think of much defenders he was surrounded by. And then you got to talk about the teams that he was facing too. But I think now when you look at this Minnesota team, they're defensive minded when it comes time. So, and we really did to a point where Rudy doesn't have to focus on the perimeter, but we don't want him in the paint most times. But it makes it a mismatch problem for him. It gives him the advantage if somebody tries to come in because he knows for a fact that he has somebody out on the perimeter already helping him out. So all he has to do is just survey the paint, and I think that's what it really has been for him. So. And I seen him win a couple of times when even when he was pushed out to the perimeter, he still played way better than he ever did in any of the past times. So
Yeah,
Rudy
yeah,
Gobert has proven us wrong, but what it really comes down to, Minnesota really wants to win. It does come down to what we always talk about, their role players. And Nas Reed has to have a big game. Nickeil Alexander Walker has to have a big game. Like there's a lot of other guys on that Minnesota team that has to step up if they want a chance. But once again, still Thunder and six.
yeah. There's really nothing else for me to say. You know, Nikhil Alexander Walker and SGA are cousins.
Yeah, I just found that out too.
Yeah, I just found out. That was crazy. But yeah, I got Thunder in six. I mean, we'll evaluate them in game two. Do you think Minnesota can pick up a win in OKC?
I do feel like they could pick up a win in OKC. I do. Yeah, I do. I do. I feel like it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they can.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Okay, those are our predictions for the Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals. It's going to be an interesting conference finals. One of the four top players and four franchises are going to get their first ring, or the Knicks' first ring in a long time.
Hmm.
OKC, the city of OKC will get their first ring. The franchise technically has one because the
Yeah.
Supersonics, but
Yeah.
Timberwolves get that first ring. The Pacers get that first ring. This is exciting. This is exciting. There's no Boston. There's no Dallas, which Nico scammed us all. Uh, there's no
There's no California or Texas team.
Yep, there's no California Texas team. Saw that posted earlier. That's really crazy.
That's
That's really
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, no LA. Well, no been no LA for a while. No Golden State. Uh no Golden State. I mean, it's exciting. I really like this, to be honest. Sanu Breed, we gotta see who's gonna take home the crown.
Yeah, I know it's crazy because we talk about the Knicks never having any kind of postseason success when it comes to the 21st century. But let's
Yeah.
be honest here. Who would have ever thought that we would ever say Minnesota Timberwolves making it to the finals?
And who would have thought they would go to back-to-back conference finals?
Exactly. Like that. Like
Yeah.
that's more crazier than the Knicks having success in the 21st century.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah. Like the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like people don't understand. They really like they suck. Like they
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 came a
suck.
long way. They came a long way.
Like they really after when KG left,
Hmm.
they had good players. Yeah, I grew up in the time where it was Kevin Love
Hmm.
and Kevin Love. The second best player was played by the name of Nikola Pekovic. Good player,
Exactly.
good player. But
Exactly.
like that's the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm talking about Derek Williams, Alexi
Hmm.
Sped.
And,
I'm talking
and,
about those guys.
and let's be honest.
Like role players
See,
that it was starters.
exactly. And you want to know what's more funny when you really think about it? Minnesota might make it to the finals, and this is not even their best or deepest team.
What would you say that best and deepest team was last year?
Not even probably was last year, but
Oh
not even just last year. I'm thinking of literally like Jimmy Butler.
no way.
I say that.
I
I
knew
say
this.
that.
No.
Cat,
Jimmy
Andrew
Butler's
Wiggins.
team with Jeff Teague and Jamal Crawford and I think Derrick Rose and Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. That was a pretty good team. But
Yeah,
nah,
exactly. That's what
but
I'm
nah.
trying to say. That
I
was
don't
their
think
deepest team
I don't think they were that. No,
compared to anybody else in the Minnesota Timberwolves history.
this team and last year's team, like both teams, I think are deeper. Like Nikhil Alexander Walker, Nas Reed, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Michael Conley. One had Julius Randle, the other had Karl Anthony Towns. Like these two teams, these two teams.
Okay,
But
I'll give you that.
but oh, and before I go, because I forgot to mention, in my rant about the Knicks and all that, I do want to say I wish Jason Tatum speedy recovery. I
Yeah.
do wish we beat him when he was fully healthy in those last three games. It's always
Well, that hasn't happened, but
it's always I mean we were up 3-1. I mean, yeah, it's possible. I'm not saying it was impossible for him to come back, but come on, like, what are you really debating here? But still, I don't like to see any player get hurt, no matter what. Especially a player like Jason Tatum, a star player, a superstar for the Boston Celtics. I never want to see a player get hurt at all, no matter what. So I do hope he recovers well and get back on the court as soon as possible.
exactly. Yeah. Well, a speedy recovery, JT. It's unfortunate that we seen you in that situation. Again, we again we don't like talking about injuries. Injuries aren't brings all the life out of the game. It doesn't make it fun. We want the game to be fair when everyone's healthy and good, but it's something that's unavoidable, and we don't want it to happen to anybody, but it's like somewhere in the air, something could happen at any moment. So speedy recovery.
And yeah, I hope he can come back the same player or even come back even stronger. Achilles injury like that for young players, it can be brutal.
Yeah.
But we'll see what his timetable is for the next season. But all right, Ja, I think that settles it here. Uh, we're gonna come back after the conference finals.
Most definitely.
Oh yeah, we'll preview the NBA finals and we'll talk about the conference finals and we'll see what happens.
I already know who's going, so it don't even matter. Like the NBA's rigged, so we already know who
The
is going.
NBA is not enough. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on. Don't be one of those spirits theories. It might have been there's might have been some I'm not gonna go. I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna I'm not. All right. All right, let's call it. Guys, we'll see you later down the line before the NBA finals starts.
Mhm.
Let's enjoy these conference finals. I'm I'm gonna try as a Knicks fan because when the Knicks play, I have major anxiety. Um, I'm gonna enjoy OKC in Minnesota, I guess. I guess, but it's gonna be an exciting conference finals. I can't wait to see the results. Good or bad, I'm happy. I'm just happy to be
I
here.
I know, yeah. If
I've
they
never
would
been.
get,
We've never been this far. We've never, not in my lifetime. Well, it was a year right before, but
hey,
I'm
all
happy.
I all I know is y'all gonna burn down the streets, man. Y'all don't know how to act. It's gonna be scary out here. I might not be alive for the next episode, God forbid, with
I'm
the way
about to
y'all
say
doing
again.
that.
He's like 8 minutes away from me. He's right
You see, that's scary. That's scary.
there.
Not that far from it. So I'm right in the middle of it. I'm in the middle of a war zone at this point. But go on ahead.
Today's podcast. We hope you tune in for the next one. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow our TikToks. Follow our Instagram. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, and of course, I'm Evan,
I'm Ja.
and this was the Mind of Basketball podcast.
We're back.
Let's go, Knicks.
Pacers in 7.
You just want to be a hater. I swear to God, you
I'm
want to be
not being a hater, bro.
so bad. Because I guarantee if I wasn't even a Knicks fan, you wouldn't even be voting for the pick. You know what?
Bro, what you mean? You don't know that. How you don't know
Goodbye,
that?
ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you in the next one.